面言 I'm in Hong Kong, in front of Hakka woodhouse of more than 150 years old. If you've watched my earlier video, you should know that I'm very interested in Hakka house. Starting from Hakka cradle in Tinzhou, I visit different types of Hakka house. After I followed Hakka's footprints to Hong Kong, I realized I'm not the only one who's attracted by Hakka house. The house behind me received a very distinguished guest in 1979. During his royal tour in Hong Kong in March 1979, Prince Charles, a former archaeology and history student, visited Sha Tau Kok. In this video, through 4 Hakka houses, let's explore the 4 scenarios for Hakka to migrate to Hong Kong in history. Sha Tau Kok is located in Sha Tin, a district in New Territories of Hong Kong. The original name of Sha Tau Kok was Shan Xia Wei, which means a woodhouse at the foot of the hill. The most special part of this house is the building in the corner. It has a pair of Cantonese-style gables, which you'll see in Cantonese villages. Atop the gable is an iron trident. What is that? On this photo taken in 1899, after the boundary of Shenzhen and Hong Kong was marked, the soldiers of the Qing Army were holding the trident. It's a traditional weapon in China. The trident atop the gables are symbols for guarding the house. There is a gun tower in each corner of the house. The towers in this house have been converted into residential houses with big windows. They weren't like this. I'll use the Hakka woodhouse in Shenzhen to show you how they originally looked like. There are only small loopholes on the wall through which guns could be fired. The entire house was also under surveillance through the loopholes. Looking from this angle, you probably wouldn't find there is a narrow path behind the wall on the roof. The path interlinks the 4 gun towers in the corners and was used for residents to move around secretly when danger emerged. Another important thing is missing in this house. There should have been a half-moon pond in front of the house. I regard these structures the essence of Hakka woodhouse. It's regrettable that Prince Charles didn't get to see them, as Sha Tau Kok has been modified and damaged. This is a brief map of Sha Tau Kok I drew based on the Hakka woodhouse in Shenzhen I visit. The front row is called the opposite house in Chinese architecture term because the doors of the units are on the opposite side. There are 3 arched entrances in the front wall. The central one leads to the central house. The house was built by a wealthy granite merchant from Wuhua County in East Guangdong Province. He came to Hong Kong in early 19th century at age 16 to work as an apprentice at the rock quarry. When he arrived, the British hadn't occupied Hong Kong. Hong Kong was still part of the Xin'an County of Guangdong Province. However, in 1842, the Qing government of China was forced to cede the Hong Kong island to Great Britain through Nanjing Treaty.
The British subsequently constructed the Victoria City on the northern slope of the mountain in the island. Numerous roads were paved with granite rocks on the slope all the way to the road by the seashore. The seashore itself needed granite for seawall. Cathedral, court, and other granite buildings were constructed one after another. Quarry industry in Hong Kong boomed. During this period, large amount of Hakka migrated from East Guangdong province to work in the quarries. The owner of Sha Tau Kok opened his own quarry in the Hong Kong island, and with the money made, he bought land in Shanting in Xian County to construct this mansion. A little bit historical background. Hong Kong Island was ceded in 1842. Kowloon Peninsula up to the Boundary Strait was ceded in 1860. It wasn't until 1898 that the new territories where Shanting is located was leased to Great Britain. Next, let's visit another Hakka house located in Quan Wan. This house also has 3 entrances in the front, but it doesn't have gun towers in the corners. It also does not have the opposite house in the front. The main entrance directly leads to the central house. This is a brief map I drew. It's a very common layout for Hakka house. During my visit, the central house was closed for renovation. I'll only show you the living units. Let's look at the unit next to the central hall. It has a courtyard, a main room, and 2 side rooms. There are also 2 wing rooms in the front as well house and kitchen. The layout is the same as the living units in Hakka wood houses in Shenzhen. Outside house is the altar for God of Earth. The house was built by the Chen clan who migrated from Luofang village in Xian County. Luofang village is located right by the Shenzhen River, which is the boundary of Shenzhen and Hong Kong. It's on the Shenzhen side. But when the Chen clan migrated to Quan Wan in the 18th century, there was no boundary at all. The migration was a normal action that Chinese clans always made, which is when the clan grows to a level exceeding land capacity, some clansmen would migrate to a new place. This was the second scenario for Hakka to migrate to Hong Kong. They came from other parts of Xian County before the British occupied Hong Kong piece by piece. The third house I'm going to show you is located in the Hong Kong Island.
This is the east shore of the Hong Kong Island. Behind me is a Hakka house of more than 200 years old. It totally changed my stereotype of Hakka in Hong Kong. I thought Hakka mainly live in the new territories of Hong Kong and maybe some live in the Kowloon Peninsula. Now I know they also live in the Hong Kong Island.
The house was built by the Luo clan from Lufeng County in the coast of Guangdong province. It represents a rare scenario that some Hakka might have come from the ocean. The house is much smaller. It's the same as the unit in the previous house. Let's walk inside for a look. Last but not least, let's go to the northeast Hong Kong to visit a study hall in Hakka village. At the entrance of the village is the altar for God of Earth. It was mind-blowing for me to see such a village in Hong Kong. Obviously, Hong Kong has many faces. In the village, there is an ancestor hall, and it belongs to the Li clan who live in this village. Their ancestor came from Weilong County in North Guangdong Province in late 17th century. After the coastal evacuation was lifted in late 17th century, the Qing government offered favorable policies to recruit people to reclaim the land in the coast abandoned during the coastal evacuation. Many Hakka migrated to the Moores Bay area during this period. Those were the earliest Hakka in Hong Kong. Weilong literally means Valley of Rice. When the ancestors of the Li clan moved here, they established a village in the mouth of the valley. Up on the slope of the hill, there is a study hall. That's my destination. The study hall is believed to be built not long after Li clan settled down in this valley. Initially, it catered to 5 to 10 students from the clan. It was then expanded during the mid-18th century. As a renowned school, it attracted students even outside the district and became a boarding school. It reminded me of the Donghe school I covered in my previous video. In the 19th century, over 40 Hakka villages in the Moores Bay area, including Weilong village, formed an alliance. The alliance established their own market and a district school. The building of the Donghe school does not exist anymore. But this study hall matches some of the description I read about Donghe school, which was also a boarding school.
Hakka people attach importance to education. Hakka clans have a tradition to establish educational funds to support kids in the clan to get education. In Hakka houses, there's always some space designed as a private school for the kids in the clan. This study hall was constructed by the Li clan also as a private school.
The rooms on the first floor were used as classrooms and teachers' common rooms. The lofts were used to accommodate boarding students. Donghe school should be just like the study hall. While reading the pamphlet about the study hall, I found a typo that I have to point out in this video because I found it quite often. This map illustrating the migration of the Li clan looks as if the Li clan first migrated from Weilong County to Xian County, which was renamed Bao'an County, and then from Bao'an to Weilong in Hong Kong. Would you interpret the map this way? But in reality, they came from Weilong to Weilong directly. It's not the first time I found when Xi'an County was mentioned, it's being pointed to Shenzhen or Bao'an as if Hong Kong had nothing to do with it. No, Weilong village was inside the Xi'an County, which was Shenzhen plus Hong Kong. The arrow should point to Weilong village directly, from Boluo to Xing'an. Bao'an was the residual part of Xi'an County after Hong Kong was carved out and was the predecessor of Shenzhen. It had nothing to do with Hong Kong. So, in the text part, Bao'an doesn't have to be mentioned. If it has to have a parenthesis here, I would put the Li clan moved from Boluo to Weilong in Xi'an County, parenthesis, which Hong Kong previously belonged to. Do I make the relationship among Hong Kong, Xing'an, Bao'an, and Shenzhen clear? It's because of this relationship that my Hong Kong trip became the extension of my Shenzhen trip. I saw the exact same style Hakka woodhouse in Hong Kong. And I was able to see a private school which I only read in books. I really appreciate Hong Kong government's effort in preserving these historical buildings. They remind people of a not so well-known fact that Hong Kong is also a Hakka area. Thanks for watching the video. I'm Yan Yan. I make videos about sites of interest in China and histories and stories behind them. Subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.